This is a special video for my YouTube subscribers. So what I would like to do is just address today a few of the common questions that I have seen popping up. I'm just going to go through the questions as they popped out to me. And if you have questions based on this FAQ session, comment below. So another question, why is the avoidant person every now and then giving the anxious person some or a lot of what they want? And what is the reason behind this? And what is the exact moment when the avoidant will reach out again? Okay. This is in response to a film that I filmed called 6 Signs of the Anxious-Avoidant Trap. And the last sign is that you find yourself stuck in a roller coaster dynamic. And then I did another film as an extension of that called The Roller Coaster Effect, if you want to go watch it. So basically, without getting too much into re-explaining the roller coaster effect, the short answer is because there is love there. You know, we're talking about this in very clinical terms, but the things that we are talking about are so messy and beautiful and sexy and aggressive and violent and funny and playful and intimate and icky and vulnerable and you know, like the things we're talking about are really visceral stuff. You know, so there is love there. But when we're talking about the anxious avoidant trap, which is a dynamic in which a person and an avoidant person tend to get locked into a dramatic relationship, it's because that relationship is really mirroring their earliest wounds. And so the spirit, the soul, your neuronal pathways in your brain, your quantum energy, whatever you want to call it, believes that it sees in this partner your opportunity to relive and revise old wounds, right? Old love patterns. And these patterns are usually so deep and unconscious and just way beyond your awareness. And so, you know, Harville Hendrix refers to this as your Imago match to some extent, right? And it's a brilliant opportunity to heal those wounds if both partners are able to go there. If both partners are not able to go there, maybe that's not what the lesson was. Maybe the lesson wasn't to be together. Maybe you just were comets in the night that smashed into each other, and that just had to happen so that something else could happen, right? So that you could say, oh, I know I don't want that in my life anymore, or oh, that's what I was attracting, and now I need to figure out, you know, how to be more attuned with myself and sate my bodily needs and stop being so stuck in my upper chakras. I'll talk about that in a minute, right? So the avoidant typically is projecting his or her repressed neediness onto the anxious person. And then the anxious person kind of takes that in, the fancy word is a projected introject, on top of their own issues. And so the avoidance unsaid communication to his or her partner might be, you make me feel alive and I love that. But it also terrifies me because I don't really know who I am on a soul deep level, and I don't know what it means to be alive because I've never learned how to identify and discern my own emotions or to know what it really means to be intimate. And so if I let you in, you will become everything. And that will smother and kill what little piece of myself exists inside me. I do not know how to coexist, and I don't have that capacity. I can't hold you, right? Because the anxious person's desire, deepest desire, is to just be held by the avoidant. And so the anxious person replies, oh, but I can save you. I can show you how to do it, right? If you'd only let me love you unconditionally back to life, if you only let me in, you would see how wonderful being fused in mind and body and spirit and this love feeling can be. Why would you ever want anything but that feeling? Why would you ever want to put space between us? Let me fill you up so I can be held by your container, right? So this is two ends of an extreme. And so the avoidant, you know, we're going back to that, to the yin yang. So while the avoidant may feel trapped to some extent by the anxious partner, they also kind of admire this partner for their fire, for their spirit, for their passion, right? And they want to snuggle up to that. It's like they get an infusion. And the anxious partner, while probably feeling unfulfilled and vulnerable in this relationship, at the same time admires and maybe even envies the avoidant's capacity to be self-sustaining, to be so independent, to be able to walk away like that, to be so charismatic. That they are mirrors of each other, but they may be polarized, on a spectrum, but it's the same continuum. It's the same stuff, right? So there's a little bit of one in the other.